Today's lesson is how to fillet and chamfer to make simple objects. To show you guys how, we'll be making a couple different parts. Please watch episode 5 before watching this video in order to understand tools that have already been gone over. Create a new document. Then sketch on the top plane. Draw out a 4x4 square. Then, fillet all the edges by a radius of 1. Then, extrude the object up by 1 inch. Another way to make this object, also on the top plane, is sketching out a 4x4 square. Then extruding it up by 1 inch. Let's say we forgot to fillet this sketch. We can simply press Shift then F or click the fillet icon and fillet all these edges by a radius of 1 inch to get the same object. For our next couple parts, create a new document and title it Square Pyramids. One way we can make this pyramid is by lofting. On the top plane, sketch out a 4x4 square that has its widths and lengths 2 inches from the origin. Then offset the top plane to create a second plane, plane 1. On this plane, make a point from the origin. Then loft together the square and the point. And there we go, a pyramid. Another way we can make this pyramid, which is a lot quicker, is through using the chamfer tool. Create a new sketch on the top plane and sketch out a 4x4 square that is 2 inches from the pyramid. Then extrude the square up by 2 inches. Then click the chamfer tool. You may be wondering what a chamfer is. It is essentially an angled edge that connects two surfaces on a part. It is usually created at a 45-degree angle between two adjoining right-angled faces. Anyways, click on these edges of extrude 1 and click the distance to chamfer as 2 inches. And there we go, another pyramid. If you check the mass properties of both these objects, you will see that they have the same volume. And that is the end of this week's video. Thank you so much for listening. If you would like to support us, please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next couple CAD videos.